Hello, Cryptowisers. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Milton, and I will be your captain for this episode. In today's episode, we're going to update you on what's going on with the Kusama Parachains. That's right, everything has started. The crowd loaning has started, so we'll update you on which projects have started to collect their crowd loan, who's in the lead, and who we think is going to gobble up the next Parachain. And we'll also be taking a look at a specific project that we believe will be one of the first 5 Parachains, and that is Plasm Network. So you know what to do. Buckle up, because this is going to be another exciting episode of Cryptowise. All right, Cryptowisers, let's get into this. So just before the dates of the first Parachain auction on Kusama were announced, I made this video here about Akala and Karura. They are, in most people's estimation, the project that's going to get the first Parachain. So if you have not watched that video, I recommend that you do so. And if you do not know about Polkadot and their Parachains yet, it's time to start learning, and you can do that with this original video that I made 7 months ago on what Parachains are and how they were going to change crypto. So if you don't know what Parachains are, or you're confused by the whole idea of them, make sure you watch this video here. All right. So yesterday, the big news came out. Gavin Wood published this article on Medium. Kusama Parachain auctions. They are happening. So for those of you who don't know, the first Parachain is actually live and running on Kusama. That Parachain is called StateMine. It's a common good Parachain, and because that was up and running and now seems to be working, they feel confident that they can move forward with the Parachain auctions, which means that all those projects, all the Polkadot projects who have been building and waiting for this, and now is their time, they can now compete to win a Parachain lease. Now, these Parachain leases are happening first on Kusama. Once a few of those launch on Kusama and they prove that they're working, everything's going smoothly, they're going to start launching the Polkadot ones. And I think that's going to happen a lot sooner than we think. But for now, Mr. Gavin Wood, he's given us all the info on the Kusama Parachains, when they're going to happen, how they're going to happen. All right, so here's the lowdown. It is therefore our recommendation to the council that Parachain auctions commence with the following schedule. The first Parachain slot auction will begin 7 days from Tuesday, noon GMT. This is in order to allow the members of the Kusama staking community enough time to unstake their KSM for their auction bids. As you might know, Kusama has a 7-day unbonding period. If you are staking your Kusama and you wanted to use it in these crowd loans, you better start unbonding those now. So next Tuesday at noon, we're going to be starting the very first Parachain auction. It is going to be making crypto history. Second, auctions commence back-to-back with a 2-day period of initial bidding, followed by a 5-day ending period. So each auction lasts for 1 week. 7 days. The initial bids, so everyone can put their initial bid in that first 2 days, and then the following 5 days, people can put bigger bids in, put their best bid in, but the trick is the auction will end sometime in that 5 days and no one knows when. So it will last the full 7 days, but then after 7 days, they'll look back and retrospectively they'll say, okay, this auction actually ended day 4 at this time. The best bid before that wins the auction. That way, no one at the end can just kind of flood the market with bids. It makes it a much more fair process, as well as really encourages people to just put their best bid at the beginning. All right, this is pretty exciting. Number 3, 5 auctions happen over 5 weeks. That means we're going to have 5, count them, 5 projects will have Parachains in about 6 weeks' time. And then after those 5 first auctions, they're going to take a break, see how everything is going before they decide when to do the second batch of another 5 auctions. All right, so assuming there are no problems, this is what the schedule is going to look like. June 15th, that first Kusama Parachain slot auction commences. 2 days later, that initial bid time ends. 5 days after that, no more bids are allowed to come in for the first Parachain. That is the end of the bidding time. On that same day, the winner will be announced, and On that same day, the second Kusama Parachain slot auction will commence. And then a week later, the third, a week after that, the fourth, a week after that, the fifth. So they are not wasting any time. These are going to go one after the other. Very, very exciting. We've been waiting for this for a very long time, and it is here. It is happening. And we can see here the crowd loans have only started 24 hours ago, around approximately. And we can see what happened to the Kusama price in a very weak market with a lot of coins still down big. We saw Kusama really rally, and it is up at right now, at the time of making this video, $471. And it was way down at 386, approximately 365 only a day ago. So we see this price action here now that the crowd loans have started. And look, this is the whole idea. People are locking in their Kusama for a very long time. Most of these crowd loans are asking people to lock in Kusama for 48 weeks. All right, so let's have a look at who's doing their crowd loan, who's launched their crowd loan already, how they're doing. This gives us a snapshot here. We got 4 projects. Karura, which is the Akala Kusama sister project. Don't know about it? Again, go watch my last video. It's all on Akala and Karura. So they were the first to launch. Then Shiden, and we'll be talking a lot about Shiden because they are the sister project to Plasm, which we're going to be talking about later in this video. Crust Shadow, the sister project to Crust, and then Private Moon River. Moon River is the sister project to Moonbeam. So right now, 4 crowd loans are actively open right now. If you have Kusama, you can lend your Kusama to any of these 4 projects here to participate in helping them secure a parachain, but also keep your eyes and ears peeled because more and more projects are going to be launching their crowd loan. And we had Clover Finance just announced that they've opened theirs. So this is going to be changing every day. I'm sure we're going to be hearing about more Kusama projects that are going to be opening up their crowd loan. So you also want to have a strategy around this. If you want to participate, if you want to help your favorite project, or if you want to take part in multiple projects. Do not use all your Kusama at once if you want to be part of a bunch of them. Also, once these projects launch, like Akala, for example, or Karura, they're going to be having a DEX, and they're going to need people to offer liquidity into that DEX. So you might want to save some Kusama for that as well. So ideally, you want to have your own strategy for these crowd loans because there's going to be a lot of great projects who are going to need your Kusama or later on your Polkadot to get these parachains. So keep that in mind. All right, but these are going really well so far. As Dan Reeser of Akala just tweeted a few hours ago, incredible. There has now been over 100 million USD. That is 221,000 Kusama contributed to the crowd loan for Karura. So over 100 million USD worth of Kusama has been locked up, and that's just in the Karura crowd loan. That represents about 80% of what's been locked up so far. They are definitely far in the lead, which is what we suspected. And here on Subvisio, they have it in order. So we see that Karura is in the lead. Then we got Shiden. Then we got Crust. Moon River hasn't actually launched their crowd loan yet. That's happening later today. I imagine they'll do very well as well. And over on polkadot.js.org, you can also follow along. And here again, we have the 4. We have Karura, Shiden, Crust Shadow, and Moon River. So if you are a big Polkadot Kusama fan like I am, this is pretty exciting to get to see this, get to follow this in real time. And again, first auction starting next week. And then we got 5 weeks of this in a row to enjoy. And then really, if there are no major problems, I think we're going to be seeing Parachain auctions pretty much on a weekly basis for potentially the rest of the year or longer. So very, very exciting. All right, if you're wondering if you want to participate in these crowd loans, look, you can either go to the individual project, have a look there. I'm sure they'll have a link. As you can see on the Karura website, they have kind of a live feed of what's going on. So we can see here, so far 189,000 KSM have been loaned. This is the CAR token. This is the rewards that people get for loaning this KSM. And they've done a couple of things here. So they have a referral. So you can refer people and get an extra 5% bonus. And they also have an early bird bonus. So if you lock up your Kusama in the next 2 days, I believe it is, then you will get a 10% bump as well. Yes, there it is, the early bird extra 10%. And they did a referral code here. If you use a referral code, you get 5% bump, and so does the person who used your code. And they've got a button here. You can just contribute directly through them. But Kraken, the exchange Kraken, you can also participate in the Crowdloans over on Kraken. They are a partner for these. And also Fearless Wallet, which is a wallet that is developed and made by the Sora team, the team behind Polkaswap. They have a mobile app wallet for Kusama and Polkadot called Fearless. It's pretty cool, and you can do the crowd loans right on the Fearless wallet. So that's another way that you can do it. All right, so that is a snapshot of how the crowd loans are going so far and who is involved. So now let's take a closer look at this second project here, Shiden, which is the sister project to Plasm Network. Alrighty, before we talk about Plasm Network and Shiden Network, would you take a second to do me a couple of favors? Would you smash the like button on this video? And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification button. And exciting news, we got our old Twitter handle back. We had been suspended from Twitter, but we are back. So make sure you're following us there at Cryptowise Daily. And of course, if you like crypto talk, make sure that you join our Telegram channel. There is an amazing group of crypto lovers there talking crypto 24/7. All right, guys, so Plasm Network. Let's have a look and see what this is. Essentially, it's trying to make Web 3.0 scalable, which means faster, cheaper, interoperable, and of course, Ethereum compatible. All very important things that we want in a blockchain. It is essentially a smart contract platform for Polkadot. Thing to remember with Polkadot, I say it all the time, it's more of a layer 0 than a layer 1 blockchain, because we're used to Ethereum where people can just build smart contract dApps right onto Ethereum. The design of Polkadot is different. The layer 0, the relay chain that is Polkadot, does not have smart contract capabilities. So that's why we need some of the parathreads to be networks like Plasm that allow for smart contracts so people can build dApps built for Polkadot. So in the way that Akala is a blockchain built to optimize DeFi, Plasm is a blockchain, a network that is built to optimize smart contract dApps. There was a great article here on Hacker Noon on some of the smart contract platforms for Polkadot. This was their top 5, and Plasm is on it. All right, so here's a quick look at how they describe Plasm. They say it is a multi-virtual machine smart contract platform and the first layer 2 scaling solution, bringing plasma and state channels and potentially rollups to the Polkadot ecosystem. So at its core, Plasm is a substrate-based scalable dApps platform. Substrate is the language of Polkadot that is implementing layer 2 solutions. The team behind Plasm Network believes that layer 1 blockchains will act as a trust and settlement layer, and that the layer 2 solutions will act as a transaction layer. So that will improve the scalability by many folds. So developers can use Plasm Network without worrying about hitting the scalability limits. And important, obviously, if they're going to launch right now, like most of the big Polkadot projects, they are EVM compatible. That's the Ethereum virtual machine compatible. That means it supports the language Solidity, which is the language of Ethereum. This way, developers who have been working in Solidity, working on Ethereum, they can easily migrate their dApps to the Plasm Network to be part of Polkadot. And so for developers, Plasm comes with these main features. It has the optimistic virtual machine, which is the substrate runtime module for Plasm Network. And that will provide a unified architecture for different types of layer 2 protocols, such as Plasma, state channels, and rollups. So this is the main core module that makes Plasm Network a layer 2 powerhouse. They also have dApp rewards. So they have a mechanism for providing a basic income to dApp developers for building dApps on the Plasm Network. So that's pretty cool. In these rewards, the individual block reward splits in half and goes directly to the nominated dApp. And the community will nominate those dApps. So think of it like the community is investing in certain projects. They have operator trading. So the operator is the owner of the dApp. So if you're an owner of a dApp, you can on Plasm actually give that ownership over to someone else, which is really interesting. So as it says here, you can think of it as flipping your dApp in the marketplace, making a viable business model for dApps. And they also have the multi-lock drop. So this is a new token distribution model where instead of distributing the tokens once, Plasm Network will repeat the lock drop 3 times. ETH lock drop, BTC lock drop, and ETH BTC dot lock drop. So the lock drop is like an airdrop where the token holders time lock their tokens for a certain period in exchange for PLMs. And as we know, Plasm Network is trying to lease a parachain. So they will be a parachain on DOT. So that is the Plasm Network, essentially what they are. Very, very important. A layer 2 scaling blockchain for smart contracts on Polkadot. As you can see here, they have a ton of partners already. A couple of projects that I've talked about on the channel already, ones that I am in. We have QuickSwap, which is a DEX, not to be confused with the QuickSwap of Polygon. This is QuickSwap. And they are planning to build on Plasm. And QuickSwap has already launched their token. They are on multiple chains, and they do have an ERC20 token right now, which is the one that I've invested in. And also Mochi Market, which is an NFT project. And we interviewed the CEO, Sophia Ho, on our channel not too long ago. Well, they are also planning to launch on Plasm to be part of Polkadot. But that is not all. As you can see here, Plasm is also working to connect Cosmos and Polkadot. They're working with the Secret Network to build a bridge for Cosmos over to the Polkadot ecosystem. As we know, Polkadot is looking to be interoperable with all the other blockchains. So Plasm is working to connect Cosmos to Polkadot, and they're working with the Secret Network to do that. But they have a ton of partnerships already, both with projects within Polkadot and ones outside of Polkadot. So very exciting to see. And as I talked about with Akala in my last video, Plasm is creating a sister project specifically for Kusama. So their sister project is called Shiden. So technically right now, it is the Shiden project that is doing the crowd loan to get a parachain on Kusama. But all of this is in preparation for Plasm to get a parachain on Polkadot. So you're going to have Shiden on Kusama, Plasm on Polkadot, same team, same concept, same project. They will ultimately talk to each other, and Shiden will act in the same way that Kusama acts for Polkadot as a canary network, which allows them to experiment and innovate in a faster, more flexible way on Kusama than they would be able to on Polkadot. So that's why some of these projects, these Polkadot projects, are launching sister projects on Kusama so that their sister project can work in the same way that Kusama works for Polkadot. So if you're getting a bit confused by all the different names and stuff, that's what's going on. Essentially, all the major projects for Polkadot who were building something for Polkadot thought, why don't we create a sister project for Kusama, and it can work with our main project on Polkadot in the way that Polkadot and Kusama work together. And as I said already, their crowd loan is ongoing. As you can see here, they tweeted out important announcement. We introduced the new incentive design for our crowd loan. So participants who will join our first crowd loan will receive the highest bonus. So the earlier you join, the more SDN you will receive. And if you go over to the Plasm Network Medium page, Sota Watanabe, one of the founders of Plasm, has put up an article all about the crowd loan, and you can read it there. It has all the information you would need to join the crowd loan for Plasm/Shiden if you are interested. All right, guys. Well, that is another huge Polkadot project / Kusama project that is going for one of these first parachains. I believe they will definitely get one. So that is 2 right there. We've got Karura from the team at Akala and Shiden from the team at Plasm. I definitely think these 2 are getting 2 of the first 5 parachains. So if you are interested in Kusama and Polkadot and want to know who I think are getting these parachains, stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you're subscribed, because over the coming days and weeks, I'm going to be doing videos like this on the projects that I think are going to secure those first 5 parachains. All right, guys, as always, thanks so much for watching. My name is Milton. Until next time, over and out.